high in the frigid mountain slopes of the Himalayas, hidden beneath layers of snow and soil. Nature is quietly performing one of its most extraordinary and chilling transformations. A drama is unfolding underground, involving two organisms from entirely different kingdoms of life. An insect and a fungus, but a parasitic union of both. A creature of myth, medicine, and millions. It begins its life, quite simply, as a caterpillar. Let's start at the beginning. Every year, between late summer and early autumn, a species of moth known as phytorodes, often referred to as the ghost moth, lays its eggs in the moist soil of the high-altitude Himalayan meadows. These environments sit at elevations ranging from 3,000 to 5,000 meters, where oxygen is thin, temperatures are low, and the landscape is untouched by machines or modern farming. From these eggs hatch tiny larvae caterpillars that burrow deep into the ground. But for many of them, that transformation will never come, because lurking in the soil is a silent killer. The fungal spores of Ophiocordyceps sinensis. These spores are tiny, invisible to the naked eye, and they wait patiently in the earth for the right host to pass by. The spore latches onto the caterpillar's outer shell, or cuticle, and begins to germinate. Using specialized enzymes, it penetrates the tough outer body of the larva and invades its internal cavity. At first, the caterpillar seems to carry on as normal. It continues to move, to eat, to grow. But inside, the fungus is slowly spreading, threading itself through the insect's tissues, allowing the caterpillar to remain alive and mobile while the fungus establishes control. As winter approaches and the temperatures drop below freezing, the caterpillar naturally goes into hibernation deep underground. It enters a dormant state, its metabolism slowing almost to a halt. And this is when the fungus makes its final move. It consumes the remaining internal organs and fully mummifies the caterpillar's body, turning it into a hardened shell filled with fungal mycelium. The transformation is nearly complete. Then comes spring. As the snow begins to melt and the sun warms the surface, the fungus awakens once more. From the back of the caterpillar's head emerges a slender, dark brown stalk between 2 to 5 centimeters long that breaks through the ground and reaches toward the light. Above ground, this fruiting stalk is all that is visible, but buried beneath it is the entire mummified caterpillar, the ghost of what was once a living insect. To the untrained eye, it may look like a simple weed or twig, but for those who know where to look, for villagers, traders, and herbalists, this is gold. The entire structure is carefully harvested in one piece, caterpillar and stalk intact. Markets across Asia. But what makes Yarsagumba so rare and valuable isn't just its appearance or scarcity. It's the complexity and specificity of its life cycle. This fungus does not infect just any caterpillar. It has evolved over thousands, perhaps millions of years, to target only certain species within the Phytorodes genus. This combination is so unique that attempts to replicate the natural life cycle in laboratory settings have largely failed. That cultivated Cordyceps varieties grown without insect hosts are not considered equivalent to wild Yarsagumba. But traditional healers and collectors argue that the full medicinal power of Yarsagumba lies in the natural union of fungus and caterpillar, something science has yet to fully replicate. Even the name reflects its dual identity. In Tibetan, it's called Yarsagumba, which means summer grass, winter worm. In Chinese, it's known as Dongchong Xiakao, literally winter insect, summer plant, though technically it's neither a true plant nor an ordinary worm. It is a parasitic fungus that takes over a living insect, using its body as a host, its fuel, and finally, its launchpad into the next generation. From a scientific perspective, this phenomenon is a fascinating example of what's known as an entomopathogenic fungus, a fungus that infects and kills insects. But Ophiocordyceps sinensis is unique even among its kind. It's one of the few that complete an entire transformation underground, in extreme conditions, and result in a marketable medicinal product. Researchers continue to study how exactly the fungus takes control of its host. Others are focused on the bioactive compounds it produces and how they might be harnessed for modern medicine, including treatments for cancer, chronic fatigue, kidney disease, and even fertility problems. Still, many questions remain. How does the fungus know when to kill its host? What environmental signals trigger the emergence of the fruiting body? How do changes in climate affect the survival of the fungus and its caterpillar hosts? As demand for Yarsagumba continues to grow and climate change threatens the delicate balance of its mountain habitat, researchers and conservationists alike are racing to better understand this incredible organism before it disappears. Because once the caterpillar is gone, the fungus will vanish with it. Yarsagumba is more than a natural wonder. It is a symbol of interdependence, a reminder of how life and death, what begins as a microscopic spore, ends as one of the most valuable medicinal substances on Earth. And all of it, hidden beneath your feet in the snowy silence of the Himalayas.